Good morning, long break participants. Thank you for joining us. This is our Thursday series of our coffee break. My name is John Stump with Long Building Technologies. I also have Renee Peters with Daikin Central Plant Business Unit. We're going to be talking about modular chiller plants and what we offer in regards to that product. So I want to go ahead and get started, and I'll flip it over to Renee at this point.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Um, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go over a few slides here, and then we're going to launch into a 3D experience so you can see how we've modeled one of our modular solutions. So bring up on the screen here. So this is just an introduction to modular solutions. When you think about modular solutions, what it actually is, it's an engineered system which is built by Daikin, and it's delivered as a product, right? So you can specify this as a modular solution. There's a lot of things that we can do modularly. Packaged cup is one of our products. So the packaged cup is the entire mechanical system, pumps, chillers, cooling towers, boilers, or heat pump chillers. That's something that can be built in the factory by Daikin, delivered as a product. We also make other systems, mechanical skids. We've provided skids, which are chillers or domestic water pumps that can be delivered to, for example, a hospital or a university, slid into place to replace the existing mechanical systems. And that's something that's been tested, engineered, and built as a system by Daikin. The other product, and you may have heard this term, is Modular Central Plant, or MCP. We used to use that nomenclature. Modular Central Plant is something that's used because it's expandable. You can deliver one size, one tonnage, maybe an initial deployment, and then it's built to expand and add on additional chillers as the load or the need for cooling grows. So a little bit about us. Modular solutions are built in Phoenix. Daikin Applied has a facility there. We build all these in-house, down to the steel, right? So we receive raw steel, we cut it, we weld it. Daikin employees put it all together. We fabricate pipe, we bring the chillers in, we bring the pumps in. So this is really built from the ground up in the US. It's something that we build, test, and deploy. Going through a little bit about our project approach. I don't expect you to really go through all of this. I'll try to zoom in a little bit here. But what it is we go through pre-construction, manufacturing, and construction. And I just wanted to bring this up because what does this look like? This really looks like what a contractor goes through. So when you work with Daikin on the early stage, we're really more of a partner on the mechanical systems. You can specify Daikin most of the time. The owners want to pre-purchase this and have the direct relationship with Daikin. So owner or general contractor, you bring in Daikin in the early stage. And so when it's time for construction and deployment, the Daikin mechanical system is there and it's ready to be installed on the job site. So, and let me zoom out a little bit. So when you think about modular solutions, we can think big. This is a 6,000 ton central plant. You've got the cooling towers in the back, chillers in these modules here, and then you've got the pump system and then the boiler system. So everything's included. Another use is data centers. This is a 6,000 ton plant. This is something that's very big with the data center market because they think in terms of deployment and they want to be able to deploy the mechanical system as the data halls come online. This is a modular solution because we do have the cooling inside here. This one was deployed in 6 months, designed to install in 6 months. And then this was built to be modular. I want to show this diagram on the left here. So this is how we model it in SolidWorks. And then this is it on the next picture. This is it installed and deployed here. So they took that original 6,000 ton plant, add another 1,500 ton module on there to expand it. So these are not all huge systems. It's not all data centers and big manufacturing. I've been involved in numerous different sizes, down from 200-ton chiller, or just some thermal management for a energy plant. We can, anything that's a mechanical system that you're working on that we can build in a factory is something that we can work with you to engineer, build, deploy. One of the examples that we want to bring up is a school system, and I'm going to share a new screen where we're talking about different mechanical systems on a school. So this is our central high school experience. John, can you explain a couple of the different systems here, and I'll zoom in as you're talking.
Certainly, thanks, Renee. So we'll start with the Rebel Rooftop series. This is a series that Daikin has developed. It's been in the marketplace now 8 to 10 years. It is a very high efficient unit with variable speed compression, and we have EC motors on the supply and the return. We utilize these a lot in our school applications. Moving on to the next one is Precise Line. It's just one of our fan coil lines. It's a terminal unit that we have. It's DC construction, 1-inch foam insulations. Really nice package. So move back out and go to our air handlers. This is something typical when we use chilled water, hot water. We can also utilize these systems with DX hot water or DX gas, a variety, even DX electric. So we can do an electric series. The other smart source or heat pumps, we've got those terminal type of units. That's our heat pump, Trailblazer heat pump. Just another form of air cooled with hydronic heating indication. So,
and then I'll zoom into this water source heat pump real quick before
yeah,
going into the chiller system.
again, it's
Water
just
source heat pump.
standard water source heat pump we can use from our central plant off of the cooling tower if we need to. So,
Okay, and now for the fun stuff, the modular solutions. This is actually a great solution for schools. I've been involved in a number of them. Some schools will have maybe existing boiler tower chiller systems that maybe are in the basement or in an existing building. As we move on to new systems, new efficiencies, new refrigerants, a lot of times it makes sense not to demo out the old systems that may be hard to get to. These modular solutions can be deployed outside the building. They can be on the roof. There's a number of places where you can put these. So it really makes a lot of sense for, well, I mean, both new construction, but also renovation, right? If you're replacing an existing chiller, why not specify the whole thing, right? The whole system here. What what we're showing here is renovation or expansion. Think in terms of schools, but also think in terms of other systems. I mentioned data halls, manufacturing, higher education, right, as they're adding more load, factories if they're adding an additional line, something where you're doing additional building. Your architects, general contractors, a lot of times aligning this with how the rest of the building is coming is something that they don't really want to worry about. So you could have the modular solutions come in and meet the existing building as it's coming in, or the renovation and expansion. Now, I did mention with that previous example that these can be expanded. This is something that we can build into the design that we can, yes, so we can expand and we can have that delivery happen, and we can have the existing system running and the existing load that you have be up and going, and then we can have the additional solutions, the additional tonnage come in. So clicking through here, this is fun to see. I hope you guys like this. But one big advantage to Daikin Modular Solutions is that this is all tested in the factory before it aligns. We've all had projects where they arrive on site and the contractor has to spend weeks or months getting it commissioned, tested. BMS has to come in, they have to install it, they have to go through their sequence of operations. We can do all of that in the factory. So this is a complete solution. The plant is ETL listed. We have testing logs. All those pipes and fittings have been tested before it comes in. We have a lab in Phoenix where we can run the chillers, we can run the cooling towers, boilers, everything. We can simulate a load, and we can run through all your sequences before this ships out. So big advantage if you have critical operations that need to come up and come online right away. So I don't want you to think in terms of, hey, this is a catalog equipment, this is all that Daikin makes. This is just one example of what we can do. Really the rest of this is up to you. So based on mechanical specs, what you need for heating, what you need for cooling, down to the brands, right? So Daikin chillers is what we use, but in terms of the heating, the pumps, the valves, the controls, everything is customizable. So any brand, any type of system that you and Long brings to us, we can put that into your system. Now, I know in the Denver market, we're moving away from gas fired for a lot of systems. So Daikin can work with you on your decarbonization. If we need to use heat pump chillers, if we have electric heating systems, we can build this into the design. So I just want to make sure that you know that that's available, and we've done those systems, and we're willing to put those in here. So, in terms of efficiency, Modular Solutions can implement the highest efficiency systems. The mag bearing chillers that we use are efficient. One of the initiatives that we've done is replacing air-cooled chillers, right? So air-cooled chillers are very popular, and they're getting to be almost as efficient as water-cooled chillers. But right now, water-cooled and taking advantage of what you can do with evaporation can lead to the highest efficiencies. And rather than get into the additional costs and time involved with that system, you can specify the Daikin modular solution, which is almost as easy as just specifying an air-cooled chiller. So we kind of take a lot of the questions out of that by having this as a one-stop solution. In terms of reliability, there's a lot of technologies that you can get out of specifying the Daikin WME or WMC chiller. One of the great things that we have for mission critical operation, or even just standard operation, is the ability to ride through or have rapid restore. I saw it recently at our factory in Virginia. You're able to shut the power off completely, and that chiller, that compressor, is able to ride through and come back online. So if you have dirty power, or you have surges or lightning storms, if you have this type of chiller on your system, then you can provide additional reliability to the client. And in terms of life cycle, water-cooled chillers, a Daikin system like this is going to last longer than other systems. A lot of times we're focused on first costs, but if you're providing the best solution to your owner, you're thinking about how long is that going to last? Is that something that they're going to want to rip out and replace in 10 to 15 years? Or if it's a system like this with a water-cooled system that is built and certified by Daikin, this is something that AHR says, well, 22 years for water-cooled system, but I know, and I've been around water-cooled systems that are 40, 50 years. As long as they're maintained properly, they're still running.
All right. Well, Renee, thank you for that. Is there one last thing you want to bring up?
One more. I realize that we're running out of time. This is a really cool slide that shows that we are maintenance friendly. So when we build and model these completely in SolidWorks, we model all the service clearances. And then, for example, what this is showing here is we have gantries above the pumps, above the compressors. So really, Daikin takes into account all the maintenance and everything that you need to be doing on this throughout its life cycle. So, John,
is there anything else?
You got it.
All righty. Well, thank you very much, Renee. And thank you again for attending the Long Coffee Break series. Take care.